my name is Meegert Fletcher, and I'd like to welcome you to Mindful Eating Day. On behalf of everyone at the Center for Mindful Eating, all of our volunteers, whether they be board members or part of the Mindful Eating Day team, we are so pleased you decided to join us. For the next hour and a half, we will be delighted by the words and wisdoms of mindful eating practitioners from around the world. It's a great pleasure to have you here with us today, and enjoy the presentation. Mindful Eating Day.
So my background is I've worked with women who have a very disconnected relationship with food, eating and their body. So from disordered eating right all the way up to clinical eating disorders. That's how I came to mindful eating in the first place. And everything just clicked for me. I was like, oh my God, this is what I've been missing, all these years. I think probably similarly to a lot of other countries where there are really mixed and confusing messages and very strong messages about what we should or shouldn't be doing, what our bodies should and shouldn't be performing like, looking like, appearing like, where what we should be eating to achieve a certain appearance, how we should be exercising or moving. I think a lot of the pain that people feel in Australia is from receiving such mixed, confusing and strong messages around what is expected of us, both men and women, and disturbingly children as well. I'm noticing this really strong message towards parents and actually directly towards children and teens, which upsets me no end. And I think the source of the pain comes from a disconnection, and it comes from a place where people are not trusting themselves anymore. I think that's really where it comes from for us.
And you talked a lot about the shoulds. Are you kind of describing that there's a lot of body judgment in Australia?
Yeah, I would say, we are in the middle of our summer at the moment. So what coincides with the festive season is also the bikini body season. So of course there's this mixed message of enjoy yourself, but control yourself. Mm-hmm. And, it's okay to have fun, but don't have too much fun. Or have fun, but then, repent later. Or, do whatever you like. And now do as I say, buy my product, join my program. So I think for us seasonally, it's a really interesting time of year to be observing how we can integrate mindfulness and mindful eating into our practices, and into our daily lives, because of the confusing nature of the time of year and the different ways people are choosing to take care of themselves. Is because I think it's the one activity, skill, practice, and way of being that can really help people to ease that disconnection, to really invite that sense of trust back into their lives. Because I think a lot of the external messaging that's coming at us, that's going to be something that people are dealing with. I think probably similarly to a lot of other countries where there are really mixed and confusing messages and very strong messages about what we should or shouldn't be doing, what our bodies should and shouldn't be performing like, looking like, appearing like, where what we should be eating to achieve a certain appearance, how we should be exercising or moving. I think a lot of the pain that people feel in Australia is from receiving such mixed, confusing and strong messages around what is expected of us, both men and women, and disturbingly children as well. I'm noticing this really strong message towards parents and actually directly towards children and teens, which upsets me no end. And I think the source of the pain comes from a disconnection, and it comes from a place where people are not trusting themselves anymore. Lifetime. I see mindful eating as rod that people can, that they can self-nourish in an ongoing way, not just in a temporary way. As you say, just really integrating that internal sense of, what feels good to me, not only short term, but also long term. What helps me feel best in my body. Being able to gather together that sense of trust and a bit of faith and a bit of that inner feisty, or that inner strength, in order to take a few risks. Because I talk a lot about getting curious. I talk a lot about getting curious, and experimentation, all those beautiful kind of gentle approaches, to be able to stand up for what you think is right for you, for your body. To be honest, I really think meaningful, sustainable change comes from just those little drops. The how-tos, I think, is a lot of it's time, patience, persistence. It's like dropping with a little pipette, a little drops, at first into a glass, and then into a bucket, and then into a bath. I really, really, really believe that it's doing the little things and keep doing the little things that actually turn into something significant. Also being in a state of acceptance that not every day is going to feel like a great day. Not every day is going to be a day where I'm feeling totally comfy and at ease in my body. And that's really tough. That's really tough. For me, what that means is that, we all share some pain, and we all share some suffering. There is no human being that is immune from emotional or physical pain. And our shared experience, our shared human experience, I think gives us, or can give us, an enormous sense of community and a sense of that we're not alone. We're not alone in any of our struggles. I think for TCME, what I would love to see is an overwhelmingly strong focus on professionals and working with professionals. In a dreamy dreamland, it would be wonderful to have all kinds of money, to be able to work in communities, to be able to set up a training program where it was maybe even a certified kind of training program, where maybe there were different levels for different people with different qualifications. So you might have a professional qualification, you might have a community worker or community leadership kind of qualification. I'm not talking about a master's degree. I mean, geez, who's got time for that, right? But more, a place where people are trained in evidence-based approaches and by people who've been working in the field for a long, long time, and that we can help to spread this sense of food, body, and eating peace. So there you go.